Look at these 2000s graphics.
Yeah. Changed comics for a long time. That font. I'm really curious how the new X-Men universe establishes itself like...
The start of him.
Thank you to Hugh for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Hello there, fellow rejects. Coy and I are going to start our journey to Avengers Doomsday.
What a journey.
I've never done a marathon of Marvel ever in my entire life. Any kind of marathon. I've never I haven't seen X-Men in well over 10 years, at least minimum. I haven't seen like most of these in over 10 years.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I think I've seen them within the last 10, but not all of them. And I've never done X-Men, MCU, Spider-Man. I've done them like as different chunks.
Yeah.
And I hosted the 23 on the road to Endgame. So I was at the LCAP for 3 days with fans, with all of them. And I had a green room to sleep in and come out and watch and go. Like I was there for all of it. And I introduced 7 of them.
Wow.
So I had a really cool, but that was work. So it like wasn't quite the same of like hanging out watching it. It was like I have to like I have to present.
Yeah.
And I'd have like talent and stuff. So this is the first time I've done all of it, and the first time it's like more casual.
Yeah, I feel like this is a great time to go. It's the first time we've had an Avengers movie in such a long time, you know? So might as well, since they're bringing this all together, they're teasing the X-Men. I was like, Coy, let's embark on this journey together. And for those who are unfamiliar, this is like a reaction commentary, you know? So we will probably talk a little bit more than usual, even though people already think we talk too much.
Yeah.
We're gonna now talk too much more. You ready to do this, buddy?
I'm ready for people to think we talk too much more.
Let's continue. Let's go.
I do miss that logo.
There's going to be a time where people don't remember 20th Century Fox was on their own.
It's going to be 20th Century Studios for a lot of people.
Mutation. It is the
Key to evolution.
It has enabled us to evolve from a single-celled organism.
Blew my mind so much as a kid that they could even make an X-Men movie.
Normally taking thousands and thousands of years. But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.
God, yeah. I remember like the first time watching this and hearing the word mutation.
I was like, they can say it? They can do this? This was the first anything for me. Like comics on screen. I still am flabbergasted. I was 12 in theaters.
Look at these 2000s graphics.
Yeah.
It's DNA, people.
Changed comics for a long time. That font, the black leather.
So excited to see if this holds up.
I think it will.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in so many years.
25 going on 26 years old. Like this year is the 26th year. I feel like the Dark Knight gets a lot of credit for dark and gritty comic book stuff, but this movie opens on the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Like this really changed what people thought comic movies were.
Go watch Coy's Schindler's List reaction.
It's everyone's favorite.
It is a cool maneuver to open up with the start of the villain. It's like backstory, so that way you identify with him and actually empathize with him. And so much of X-Men is about empathy. I read the first Uncanny X-Men comic, and it's funny watching like
the difference in Magneto. It's also, this is arguably the biggest ever impact on comics from a movie. I would argue like Kryptonite being a radio show invention is the biggest for that era, but Magneto's helmet was an invention in the movie. Magneto's helmet didn't block psychic ability until the movie was like, oh, we should probably do that, huh?
That's true.
Crazy to think about. From 1963 until this.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like, it's all just visual. You know, he's separated from his parents.
No language.
Abandoned,
like,
alone.
Yeah. Its first display of powers is genius because it does the traditional like comic thing, but it's with so much pain and real depth.
And the discovery of powers is rooted in pain and agony.
And emotion, which is such a key part of their power set. Oof.
Kind of looks like a bent in X.
X. Yeah, a little bit.
I think this is present day. Oh, the not too distant future. Yeah, I always thought it was smart to not like
really label
the
when.
year.
It's just like, you know, about now.
Don't want to be kind of cold.
Well, that's the point, stupid. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an adventure.
Yeah, I remember being mind blown because I knew the show really well as a kid. And knowing Rogue's backstory and had her first kiss and to see this brought, you're right about that Dark Knight comparison of like, yeah, they really brought the realistic take to it. a grounded version.
I also just couldn't believe we were seeing comic book characters taken seriously. Like, it blew my mind that this wasn't like a cartoon. It wasn't, sophomoric. This is a movie. Like, that was so crazy when I was 12.
I don't know. I just touched him. I didn't mean to.
Wow, the untapped potential of what Rogue could have evolved into.
Yeah, and what she is in the comics.
Now seeing the beginnings of
This was a start. It felt like an origin for her, but it never evolved into the Rogue that she could have been.
She can now with Captain Marvel, though.
However, it fails to address the issue.
There's a guy there named Will Poulter.
Of this hearing are mutants dangerous?
I'm afraid that's an unfair question, Senator Kelly.
So well cast. Hate him so immediately.
Mutants who've come forward and revealed themselves publicly have been met with fear, hostility, even violence.
It's so cool. If you know Charles Xavier.
Yeah, that moment
you're
is so crazy.
You just know it's him. I remember even the first time.
Perfectly shaped head.
What is it the mutant community has to hide, I wonder, that makes them so afraid to identify themselves?
I didn't say they were hiding.
Look how incredibly political this is.
Keep politics out of movies and comics, Greg.
Yeah.
In front of the White House and
This is so
speaking to Congress or whoever.
This is so metaphorically heavy. So many allegories, man.
In 2000, when things weren't yet woke, Greg.
Yeah.
Of mutants so powerful that they can enter our minds and control our thoughts.
Rack focus.
Yeah.
I think the American people deserve the right to decide whether they want their children to be in school with mutants.
Well, it's interesting. Like when you first see Magneto, it's a horrific event for him. Rogue experiences a horrific one. Ian Kelly's pitch is about the horrors of them, and then they actually go to like the terror that Xavier could inflict on people.
And
But
then
before you know,
next to him.
Yeah, before you know, he's benevolent.
Yeah. I'm really curious how the new X-Men universe establishes itself. Like, this is such a smart way in 2000 before superhero culture. I don't know what they're going to do now that like it's so commonplace. It's so different. It's such a different time.
I feel like these two have looked 64 their entire careers.
I was just thinking he looks so young, but also not simultaneously.
Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answers? It was a long time ago. Mankind has evolved since then.
Have they? Did you not just come from that room?
Into us.
Man, I think I'm going to be a lot more Magneto was right as I get older. Because I remember as a kid being like, Xavier. Now I'm like, oh.
I'm looking for hope.
I will bring you hope, old friend. Don't get in my way.
These two titans just, man, it's forces of nature.
Funny how many lines I actually do remember.
Future, Charles, not them.
I don't.
They no longer matter.
Formative for Greg. Formative for me. I just don't remember lines like that.
I watched it when I had the DVD of this when it first came out, so I watched it like there were that many comic book movies. So
I remember
watched
the
it
menu.
all the time,
I
yeah.
remember it well.
Oh, the green trench coat.
They alluded to the Green Hood even feels like her first appearance when she was a villain.
I thought you said you were going to take me as far as Laughlin City.
This is Laughlin City.
It's so smart to also cast Ian McKellen, considering they're doing not only is he perfectly cast just as Magneto, but how they took this and did a lot more like gay struggle allegories for this one.
I wonder how much of that was Ian McKellen wanting, like if that was a draw for Ian McKellen to get to tell the story in a big scope and important.
Yeah.
Because he's such an advocate and he's such an outspoken figure that it's cool that he gets to do a blockbuster about it before. I mean, 2000, we were still pretty backwards. We still are, but then like Brokeback hadn't even come out.
The start of him.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't hit him in the balls.
You said anything goes.
Anything goes, but he'll take it personal.
Have we ever seen him get hit in the balls? God, I love his hair in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
So
Thanks, Kevin
Wolverine.
Feige.
Super Wolverine.
Man, he's perfect.
This is a smart movie, man.
It really
This
is.
is great. Like, this is one of the ways you get injured so easily. To show, like, that's what he uses that to block the Wolverine.
Apparently, they shot this last because when he got cast, he was even more normal shaped, and they gave him a few weeks to get more lean. But it's so funny because he's such a normal dude in this. And then Hugh Jackman spends the next 20 years just shredding.
I noticed they like cast Magneto in this like dark blue light and then put him in the shadow, and they did the same with Wolverine here. They try to draw like the parallels between them, and then it makes sense why he tries to assuage them.
Have you read the Ultimate X-Men comics where he's like a full-on villain?
Well, they read runs of stuff.
Okay. Ultimate X-Men is like Wolverine's hired to kill Xavier. And then he falls for Jean, and then he's like, well, it's hot redhead. Like, it's a really good run. Like, he is a bad guy in his own way.
God, his hair is perfect.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it's the best hair's ever looked.
It's real good.
Ellis Island, once the arrival point of hundreds of thousands of American immigrants, is opening its doors again.
I think this was before the law where if you had a cigarette or cigar, it had to be rated R. Because in the middle of the X-Men run, he couldn't have a cigar anymore or lit, and then it went away again.
He's for the mutant phenomenon and its impact on our world stage.
Noticing he's listening. Oh, wait, are you?
I mean, he looks like a mutant.
I know what you are. You lost your money. You keep this up, you lose something else.
Great first line.
I remember being with my dad in the theaters, and he went, oh. He was so grossed out. He
didn't know what was coming?
Yeah.
Get out of my bar, freak.
So cool. I
the
wanted that
grunts.
jacket so bad.
Great effects.
Yeah, they hold up better than the Wolverine did. No, X-Men,
X-Men
just
are just
Wolverine. Yeah, the sync.
Which even has the purple. Never noticed that.
Oh, you're right. I'd love to interview Feige about these movies. Like, not even about what's coming in the MCU. Like, how much did he... Because I know they, like, forbade comics on set, and he smuggled them in. I'd love to know how much he got in, like, costume, and I know the hair, but... Kevin, if you're watching.
Even the visual language of that, there's so much pain to all their powers. And it drives it home. I love it.
Everyone we've met so far, like Rogue and Wolverine specifically, have pain associated. And what Magneto went through, and Xavier not understanding that to the same scale. I love that he smells her.
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know.
You don't know or you don't care.
Pick one.
I saved your life.
You did. I'm going to try not to just say every line, Coy.
If you guys would like the audio commentary where Greg recites the movie, that'll be available next week.
I don't want to annoy you.
I just can't believe how much you remember if you haven't seen this in 10 years, because I don't, and I've seen it in like 7.
Watched it a lot as a kid.
My brain doesn't work that way. It's interesting. I remember the feeling. It's the opposite of what I'd expect. I remember the feeling of seeing this in theater with my dad and like us geeking out and talking about Claremont and Byrne and stuff. Like I remember those moments, but not the lines. She's so young. It's crazy.
Wow, you know,
Were you in the army?
if they just let him die in Logan, this would have been that's the perfect bookend to his journey. Because he starts off with like reluctant hero taking care of this young girl.
Yeah, that was the point.
Was that the point of Logan?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he gets to actually complete the mission, so to speak. And he's always that with Jubilee, with Rogue.
Yeah.
Like, that was the idea of Logan, which is why I was a little like, whoa, don't undo it. And that's what Mangold's so upset about them making more.
Looks cozy.
Yeah, it would have been pretty perfect. Don't worry, though. Downey Jr.'s coming back as Doom.
When people touch my skin, something happens. What? They just get hurt.
How many years did you spend pretending to have claws?
Oh my God, be in the shadows, the forks and knives.
Especially this in X2. I was just like, always sit in class and like try.
All film scores.
You know, you should wear your seatbelt.
Look, kid, I don't need advice on auto.
That classic MCU humor.
I like that she actually gets hurt. Like there's real stakes because he obviously can't, but she can, and you feel that. Like it doesn't feel like a comic movie. It feels like a drama to this point.
They know how to introduce their audience.
Yeah, because we had nothing like this. I mean, Superman 78 was all bright and very different.
Oh, the wonder.
Bones cracking, but it's out of ante. It was great.
Kid, are you all right?
I'm stuck!
Love that.
Yeah.
You can tell just by being pushed over.
Tyler Mane. Perfect name guy to play Sabretooth. It's so perfect.
The handling of reveals, like it's already snowing, but you as the audience can see it, just a little pickup ahead. It feels purposeful. And he's back. That's a funny ass effect.
These effects in the first ones, I'm like 2000. You'll notice there's no steam coming off the blast because they're not heat, they're concussive. Very important. Commercial break.
It really does.
Made
feel
for
that way.
TV. Like, I think made movies in this era, especially so they could air them.
Oh, the Ray Park era.
He was in a lot those 3 years. Brotherhood of Evil Mutant Headquarters. Dope shirt.
It's red. I don't think I picked up on the colors when I was younger.
I definitely didn't know the scale. This is one of the movies that made me want to make things. Like, I remember making little shorts and stuff watching this and being so excited.
Where's the mutant now?
With them.
Little Moment says so much. Another form to label, another number.
Come. The UN summit is approaching. Time for our little test.
It's crazy how much better Tyler Mane Sabretooth looks as Sabretooth, but Liev Schreiber's portrayal is more apt to Sabretooth.
Yeah.
You know?
I still think the opening of X-Men Origins Wolverine is the best Sabretooth, but that was 5 minutes. Blew my mind in the 2000s.
They knew the characters so well. At least what they wanted to do with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Look, a healthy body.
Just a dude.
Healthy body.
He's like European shaped. I love the X-Mansion. That's one set I'd love to see. I don't know if they rebuilt it, but I want to see it.
I like the display cases.
Yeah, I do too. I like it.
It's a museum.
I like him also opting for Odie. Like, there's just so many little... His reflection in the suit, he's not ready for it yet.
Where are you going?
He did move like more animalistic, huh?
Yeah, I think he definitely was leaning into that more. Him getting cast in this is so crazy because two people had to like... He wasn't even the first or second. He was like third choice and it was a week out. Like, how this all happened is so nuts. Because he's so perfect and it changed movies. If DeGray Scott hadn't broken his hand in Mission Impossible, and if Russell Crowe hadn't done Gladiator and thought Wolverines were a type of wolf and didn't want to be that wolf guy, we'd never have Hugh Jackman.
I really appreciate the choices to make everything kind of have like a frightened introduction.
Good morning, Logan.
Yeah, there's constant tension. Jubilee!
Young Bobby.
One of many Shadow Cats.
Bye, Kitty.
Oh, they're by name Kitty Pryde. She might be the most recast X-Men.
Physics.
Physics. That's funny.
I'd like you to meet Aurora Monroe, also called Storm. This is Scott Summers, also called Cyclops.
From the jump.
I believe you've already met Dr. Jean Grey.
We won't call her Marvel Girl because that's a little much.
You'll be safe here from Magneto.
What's a Magneto?
A very powerful mutant who believes that a war is brewing between mutants and the rest of humanity.
So smart to have him like find this to be a joke.
Yeah, the absurdity of a name like Magneto, Sabretooth.
Storm. What do they call you? Wheels?
It's been almost 15 years, hasn't it? Living from day to day, moving from place to place, with no memory of who or what you are.
That's awesome, the use of sound.
How do you know? You're not the only one with gifts. Where are you going? Where's he going? He's over there. What are you doing over here?
Having him like find the joke and the absurdity of it is a great way for the audience to get past the cheesiness and for it to not feel cheesy. Like you acknowledge it and then you can take it serious. They really figured out how to have you take this serious.
The script is very good. Colossus! The guy painting was supposed to be Colossus.
Taught them to control their powers.
And just letting these powers, now that we've accepted, like just show a little montage, like get us comfortable.
The students are mostly runaways, frightened.
The runaways?
Some with gifts so extreme that they've become a danger to themselves and those around them.
I forgot how much they showed Jubilee.
Yeah, they should cut all her shit out. That's what I thought.
Yeah, definitely do that. I really hope they do a 90s set movie in a mall, like to bring him in.
Is this supposed to be his brother Pyro?
I think that's supposed to be Pyro.
Was Pyro's real name. Yeah.
Rejoin the world as an educated young woman, or stay on to teach others, to become what the children have affectionately called X-Men.
It's funny because in the Uncanny X-Men, he calls them X-Men because they're extraordinary.
And Xavier, and he's a little bit of a narcissist.
They have extra powers.
And the X gene.
There's a lot of different
reasons for
variations of why they called them X-Men.
When I was 17, I met a young man named Eric Lenscher. He too had an unusual power. He could create magnetic fields and control metal.
Great way to do exposition by having him explain it to the guy that's doubtful and just catch us all up.
He became Magneto.
Well, they've also given us enough scenes with them to make it easy to follow the exposition as opposed to giving us the exposition first.
And yeah, opening the film without exposition was genius.
And I give you my word that I will use all my power to help you piece together what you've lost and what you're looking for.
Great way to bring in a character like Logan who would be reluctant and keep him authentic to himself. I do hate that his popularity meant it became Wolverine and the X-Men, but I get you gotta sell it. But his introduction didn't make him have to be the lead every time. It was just, I think, Hugh Jackman and the popularity.
One of the earlier ads for this was the protests and the campaigns of Senator Kelly before we knew it was an X-Men movie.
Oh, cool. I don't remember the marketing.
We're Americans, Henry. Let the rest of the damn world deal with mutants in their own way. You know this situation? These mutants?
Feels more relevant than ever.
Yep. 25 years of not evolving.
If it were up to me, I'd lock them all away. It's a war. It's the reason people like me exist.
Nice little proto Sean Penn in one battle after another.
Oh.
Her score's great. Those effects hold up?
People like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
Action. Yeah,
I was so obsessed with her.
They got to bring this body type back.
Please.
It's like 90s species, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rebecca Romaine, my heart.
Even though I often see Mystique with a white outfit on.
I mean,
bring back the nudity.
Yes, paint her naked.
There was an embrace. A lot of this was dealing with the uncomfortability of sexuality.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it works because of how much we demonize sexuality, demonizing bodies, demonizing the human form, making it mutant and, embracing. Before Jennifer Lawrence's Mutant and Proud, that was its own thing. There isn't a more accepting of self than being what up, I'm naked and blue.
The metal is an alloy called adamantium, supposedly indestructible.
Now canon in the MCU?
How could he have survived a procedure like that? He has uncharted regenerative capability, which enables him to heal rapidly. This also makes his age impossible to determine.
No one is older than Patrick Stewart.
He has been 65 for 50 years.
Experimentation on mutants. It's not unheard of, but I've never seen anything like this.
The experimentation element's why I hate the bone claws, because adding claws to something that heals is so much more logical than he heals and he's got bone claws for some reason.
How cruel.
Where's Henry?
Mr. Gyrich has been dead for some time, Senator, but I've had Mystique here keep you company. She takes so many shapes.
Whatever you do to me, you'll make me right.
I love how they look at each other on that, knowing what he'll become. No, that's so cool.
I've always thought of God as a teacher, as a bringer of light, wisdom, and understanding. You see, I think what you really are afraid of is me.
Smart to strike the evil.
Mankind has always feared what it doesn't understand. Don't fear God, Senator, and certainly don't fear me. Not anymore.
Such a great way to subvert the Cure storyline.
There's just enough hubris, you know? I understand the motivation behind him so much.
Yeah, and opening with him.
But there's this idea of what he's doing right now to the world and what he has to do to Kelly. It is like playing God. But it's not just he wants to be the guy in charge or in power. It feels rooted in revolt. It does mirror the opening credits DNA strand.
That explosion and contraction, yeah.
I think you'll be comfortable here.
Where's your room?
Down the hall.
Was that your gift, putting up with that guy?
I also have some telepathic ability.
Like your professor?
Nowhere near that powerful, but he's teaching me to develop it.
I'm sure he is. So read my mind.
I'd rather not.
You afraid you might like it?
I doubt it.
They do go out of their way to enhance their sexual tension and chemistry and never really make us look at Scott.
Yeah, Scott's showing up. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's just been like handsome guy. He saved his life.
Save Wolverine. Yeah.
What do you see?
Scott. Good night, Logan.
If you think he's very patient with this dude, like making moves on his girl in his own house.
You gonna tell me to stay away from your girl?
Well, if I had to do that, she wouldn't be my girl.
Well, then I guess you've got nothing to worry about, do you?
You gotta be careful. I might not be there next time. Oh, and Logan, stay away from my girl.
You just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, I said, are you playing Tiger Girl? Do you not trust her? I love that teaser for Doomsday so much more because of like him not getting to be Cyclops so much.
Yeah, I thought I didn't realize this movie kind of like walks over Scott.
Oh, hard.
It's just like a person.
They all do.
I know like Cyclops was, but I forgot like Scott himself.
He's the leader of the X-Men, and they're like, this little bitch.
Logan.
It's funny when you make a movie about underdogs, how you have to identify with them to be part of them. So you have to pick on the bully. You have to pick on the jock, and that's Cyclops. Like, he's not a bully. He's just a jock. I forgot about that.
Damn, it's such an experience. I remember being in the theater and so many people who don't know X-Men who were like, oh my God.
She's dead. That's it.
Yeah.
Such a cool way to show these powers.
I didn't realize how much this movie oscillates in right between fear and wonder. Like everyone's powers are on either side of that coin.
And there's so much of that awe that like Spielberg does. There's so much of that like, whoa. God damn, Halle Berry's beautiful.
And I love how with Logan in the nightmares, when you're looking at Magneto, obviously the Nazism, but you can kind of like place that on there as like the Nazism experimentation, even though that's not the backstory.
Right.
The movie's themes make you think of that.
Yeah, they allow for it.
Whenever Rogue touches someone, she takes their energy. In your case, your ability to heal.
I feel like she almost killed me.
If she'd held out any longer, she could have.
I would love they do a Captain Marvel 3 or a new one post Secret Wars and have Rogue as the villain. Like, I think bringing in the mutants in individual movies and then like the X-Men forming, so it's not just like Avengers or X-Men, like having Rogue as a villain turn good like she does in the comics and having her get her Captain Marvel powers and like almost kill Captain Marvel and then reform, that'd be so dope.
That is an uncomfortable, sinister effect.
Yeah, it's so disconcerting. Most of the effects have held up better than I feared.
How are we feeling, Senator? Advanced, I hope.
It also kind of helps that Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen look alike. I feel like they could be brothers.
And that gives you a sense of brotherhood without it being spoken, even though they're playing it, you know, in that kinship. Yeah.
What the hell have you done to me? Senator, this is pointless. Where would you go? Who would take you in now that you're one of us?
And in our real world, how people are afraid of influence and conversion.
And how much we like to other and dismiss.
But the inverse of that to like, okay, you're afraid, you try to like convert us, well, we're going to convert you now.
Yeah.
That's cool. But what they feared the whole time, that's what they really feared. I'm sorry. Sabretooth is just a saber. He's just a beast.
It's a human saber-toothed man.
There's no like human being in there.
Nope,
really.
just growling dude.
Tommy, please let it go.
The first Stan Lee cameo in the MCU.
It's here?
Yeah.
What? I don't recall.
Stan Lee's on the beach getting a hot dog.
I don't remember at all.
Stan Lee, because I was like, Stan Lee's in this. Stan Lee on the beach getting a hot dog.
Oh my God.
It begins.
Oh, dude, I never knew that.
Because I was a huge Stan Lee fan, and I was like, they put him in the movie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was a big mind blow moment. Look at him. Look at that beautiful man.
Right there.
Stan the Man Lee. Pause. Excelsior.
Ellis Island rests less than 1 mile.
I mean, all these people have the information that he is now a mutant.
Yeah, and he's a famous senator.
Rogue, what did you do?
But I don't know what most senators look like. I don't know if I would.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, name a senator.
I mean, he's pretty like, he's the poster boy, though, for the movement against mutants.
I had no choice. No, you have to understand me.
I'd get myself out of here.
Damn. Mystique's able to be in the politics and then be an undercover student
worst.
here. She's got her ear to the ground on everything. Where'd she make the time to get this information?
What are your sources? Oh, that hurt.
You should go.
This movie establishes that Rogue is Wolverine's greatest threat.
Because she could actually take him out?
She could actually murder him.
More powerful mutants out there. Why should this one be so important to him?
Maybe it's his way with people.
You don't like him?
How could you tell?
Well, I am psychic, you know.
Where is she? Who?
Rogue. She's gone.
Patrick Stewart plays that awareness so well. You can feel him scan. You can feel him think through. Like, it's really cool.
Well, the other part that I really feel like this movie got right is the dynamic in little moments between Scott and Professor X.
Because he feels like Cyclops when he's with Xavier, like that father-son leadership element.
Why don't you just use it to find Magneto?
I've been trying, but he seems to have found some way to shield himself from it.
Well, stop trying to use Cerebro only when he has his helmet on.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
I love that the movie knows to acknowledge that, though. There's so much of the time where you could tell the screenwriters behind this were aware of what will the audience think.
And that's how we got the helmet. And the comics never thought that. Like, in 40 years. Cool.
They even know how to like naturally introduce these elements. They're like Cerebro, they waited till the right time to do it. They didn't have to even like set it up or tease it in advance. And the visualization of how to do it, I feel like is like, oh shit, what a great way to
yeah,
bring
it's
it to
very
life.
effective.
She's at the train station. Logan, you can't leave the mansion. It's just the opportunity Magneto needs.
Listen, I'm the reason she took off.
We had a deal.
I like how his voice was higher back then.
Storm, Cyclops, find her.
Hugh Jackman's?
Talk to her.
Even though he's doing an American accent, his natural voice was higher.
Yeah,
when you're younger.
He's a boy.
That as Wolverine ages in the movies, he also his voice gets more gravelly.
Where's my motorcycle?
Is it the second one he gets that Mazda MX-5? That blue car?
Yeah.
I love that car. I wanted one so bad.
And here it is, the discovery of fun. It does such a good job of him becoming, as his walls slowly coming down more and more as the movie goes.
I mean, making him the lead was smart, but it messed up X-Men for a while.
Hey, kid.
I love how his hair is not affected by the motorcycle.
Never. That's one of his mutant abilities.
I feel like if he really showed up after the motorcycle, his hair would just be this big bush.
Nah, mutant ability. He'd look like a Sam Keith drawing if it was a motorcycle.
I'm sorry about last night.
Me too.
You running again?
I also like that he's the tracker. He'd find her faster, and he knows that.
I heard the professor was mad at me.
Well, who told you that?
A boy at school.
When's the last time you saw her?
She was supposed to meet me for lunch.
It'd be funny if that was Aaron Ashmore.
So much.
And they just saved money by casting.
Liquid Terminator. I really think Bryan Singer took the inspiration from Liquid Terminator.
Definitely for Kelly's powers,
Of
too.
how to do Mystique.
Yeah. So cool. These effects are great.
Mystique has way more personality than what's in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
But she's essentially T-1000 and hot.
Brain poison. Put in the brain poison.
You think I should go back?
I think you should follow your instincts.
I believe
Good way to let her have autonomy.
Sure.
The first boy I ever kissed ended up in a coma for 3 weeks. I can still feel him inside my head.
I believe his screen test was with her.
It makes sense because their chemistry is incredible. He's so protective, and it allows you in when he's being a...
There's not many people that'll understand what you're going through, but I think this guy Xavier is one of them. He seems to genuinely want to help you.
Oh, where Logan ends up. Crazy.
They did do the...
They did. They closed the chapter on this Wolverine.
Yeah. I do love the green hood. I never thought of it.
I'm actually really excited we're rewatching these movies.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to make Doomsday so much more exciting.
Yeah, it really will. And so much history led to Doomsday, 25 years worth, and we're just diving in.
She's wearing green like Robert Downey Jr.
Doom foreshadowing.
Guys, girls, rejects, I cannot believe we are already a month into 2026. Now, last year I made this whole big goal about dropping a bunch of weight, went on a big cut, which was fun. But now this year, I want to enjoy a little bit more food and, of course, have a healthier relationship with food in my own body, as a matter of fact. It's more about maintenance and overcoming some mental body dysmorphia things that I deal with. And a big part of that has been choosing foods that are good for me while also choosing ones that taste good. And that's where something like Huel has been a big part of that. As a matter of fact, I have actually used Huel a few times during the week during my cut, but I just haven't been able to let them go. Their black condition ready to drink is just so dang efficient and tasty. The chocolate peanut butter one is the talk of the town. If you watched our most recent live stream, we went on a random tangent talking about how this is so good. It wasn't a sponsored segment. We just had a chit chat about it. And speaking of chit chatting about it with Coy, I found this once, but this is true. I found this hidden behind a bunch of sparkling water. I was like, I need to shoot this for the ad, and I wasn't able to find it. I'm pretty sure Coy hid this because he's coming in tomorrow and he wanted to make sure no one else was able to take it while we're waiting for our reorder. I'm on to you, son of a bee. Anyway, it's a complete meal in a bottle, packed with 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, vegan, each bottle under $5, and it actually keeps me full. If I want something a little thicker, more customizable, you can also take their Black Edition powder. I got a whole bunch of flavors at home. I take one of these like 4 to 5 times a week. They're daily greens. Daily. I should take them 7 days a week. Anyway, it's not about perfection. It's about consistency, and they really help me keep consistent, especially when I'm too lazy to, pack food for here. Anyway, limited time offer. Get Huel today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code REJECTS at Huel.com/rejects. New customers only. Thank you to Huel for partnering and supporting our channel yet again.
My height has brown hair. And she...
First time they've let Storm speak.
I know, Halle Berry is fucking famous, man.
Yeah, she got an Oscar the next year. They really did Storm and Cyclops dirty, who are the leaders of the X-Men.
So cool he used his own powers against him.
Yeah. Opened up to the elements. Technically a continuity error. Tyler Mane has a cap in his tooth. If he had healing powers, he wouldn't have cavities and he wouldn't have, because they had to happen at puberty and you'd have adult teeth, and I'm just saying. It's driven me nuts since I was a kid.
Quit playing around.
It is funny how well this movie works with how much they dumb down the personality of some of these characters. Like Sabretooth has a full personality. Mystique has a full personality.
Storm has a full personality. Storm is one of the most interesting characters in comics. And they've never really given Storm her backstory due. Like, Alex Shipp got to do a little bit more. Oh, we're going to have to watch some bad X-Men. I feel like Shipp got done almost as dirty as Halle Berry because the movie she's in.
You must be Wolverine. Remarkable metal doesn't run through your entire body, does it?
Every comic fan's like, this is the fight we've always said would happen like this. Oh, it's interesting. There's little, like, screws. There's, like, stuff on the underside of his claws. I never noticed that.
What the hell do you want with me?
You. Whoever said I wanted you?
Remember this? Such a great plot twist.
Yeah.
Such a great plot twist.
Young people.
Great line.
Again, I identified Magneto more and more.
I thought it was teenagers for some reason.
Young
people is a much better line.
Here we are. Put your hands over your heads. Now.
This is an insanely good sequence.
It really is. Especially for 2000. Man, that's dope.
Like, they're really, bringing up these cars, all wires.
Yeah. Such a great use of power.
Let them go.
You'll have to kill me, Charles. Let them pass that law and they'll have you in chains with a number burned into your forehead.
It won't be that way.
Then kill me and find out.
They nailed Magneto and Professor X, dude.
Yeah.
They really did.
Fine.
Here to press your luck, Charles.
Very different story. Oh, made you feel it.
Love the choice to just focus only on the eyes.
You're unwilling to make sacrifices. That's what makes you weak.
And the sequence is so good because while there's the physical terror it is ultimately the debate and the philosophical debate of Magneto and Xavier in that moment. My favorite thing that movies and shows do. We can make this look really practical. Just open the door.
And Ren, move along.
Yeah. He wouldn't open the door. He would use his powers to open the door.
I made a terrible mistake. His helmet somehow designed to block my telepathy.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna find her.
How?
The traditional way. Look.
Logan, you can't do this alone.
Sometimes she has an accent.
It goes away.
Fight with us.
Fight with you or join the team? Who the hell do you think you are? You're a mutant. The whole world out there is full of people that hate and fear you, and you're wasting your time trying to protect them?
They said the thing. The world hates and fears them.
You know, Magneto's right. There's a war coming. You sure you're on the right side?
At least I've chosen a side.
I mean, what side would there be? Yeah.
I'm looking for Dr. Jean Grey.
My favorite thing about these movies is it is so hard to do continuity with Hugh Jackman's hair. It changes almost every single scene.
There's so much happening.
Every scene, his hair looks different. It's just hard. It's really hard to do it.
I was just thinking of how Senator Kelly's so important to the comics, and this is great use of him, and you're like, the hair. Like you're watching back there.
His hair's different every scene.
There's like 18 wigs and also coiffing, and I'm like, Senator Kelly's choice, yeah.
I want you to try and relax.
Kelly indoctrinates is part of the Sentinel program, isn't he?
Yeah, the God Loves Man Kills is really big for him, and he gets kind of retconned into being hugely important for Sentinels.
Nah, we only need him in one movie.
That's fine. I mean, at this time, it was crazy we even got one. Oh, shit. I often forget Patrick Stewart can walk. Because he's so Charles Xavier to me. Like, when I see it on carpets, I'm like, whoa.
I hope the new Magneto's buff as hell.
Old man buff.
Welcome to the future.
Stephen Lang.
Yeah.
Brother.
Seems like when he said the word brother, he put on an American accent there to mock him.
Ah,
you hear that?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It sounded like he enunciated it with an American accent.
What effect does the radiation have on mutants?
There appears to be none, but I fear that it will seriously harm any normal person exposed to it.
So what does Magneto want with Rogue?
I don't know.
You suck.
You said this machine draws its power from Magneto and that it weakened him.
Yes. In fact, it nearly killed him.
That's why Cyclops is the leader.
This scene scared the crap out of me when I was 12. I was like, oh no, I might melt into a water monster.
I'm here.
Please don't leave me. Don't want to be alone.
All right.
Interesting how he does evaporate into water. And then he was going through the bars. He did have like a fish look about him.
I also noticed when Tyler Mane, or when Sabretooth grabs his hand, there's a little of like steam, like when it's separating.
Sometimes.
Why?
She has an X necklace. Xless.
It's good Xless.
I suppose I'm afraid of them.
Sounds like she's struggling to do the accent.
Maybe that's why they cut our lines. I would have liked it if she got more lines with no accent.
This is so creepy.
This and Blade and
Wow, that is still creepy as hell.
It looks so
Oh my
good.
God.
It's so good.
That is awesome.
It's a good effect.
Very
Still
effective
good.
still, yeah.
Let's get Logan a uniform.
Oh, wait a minute. He's not coming with us, is he?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Professor, but he'll endanger the mission. And
Yeah, I was on one to give the train station a new sunroof, pal. Why don't you take your little mission and stick it up your...
Senator Kelly is dead.
You're right. I can't fight in these clothes. Get me a leather outfit. That'll be easier
What if this
to move.
jacket was all over my body and I couldn't move even less?
Yeah, what did she put in that?
Brain poison. How it gets in his head, I don't understand, but it's science.
Well, they did establish in First Class that... Oh, they established in this movie, too, that Magneto helped them build it.
Yes. It's just the Deus Ex Machina of like, here's this juice.
His hair's different. It's different. It's different every scene. It's impossible to do continuity with his hair.
If I wasn't here, this whole commentary would be Greg quoting and talking about Wolverine's hair.
Definitely. I've been resisting pointing it out. I've noticed it the whole movie.
Oh, there goes the brain poison. I mean, stuff like that happens in comics all the time, but there's just like a device. So I'm cool with it. You know what I've never finished? Legion on FX. Did you ever watch it?
Everything in my life.
Heard it's exceptional. It's about his son.
Anything happens, I'll take care of them.
She's beginning to believe.
She's the one, the Phoenix.
Girlfriend!
Jane?
Now it's like the animated series. Jane!
She just exuded like sexuality, right? You know?
What did you see in that machine?
That's me.
I know where Magneto's going.
They didn't do a chemistry test with them.
No, they don't have the chemistry. It's okay. It's only the most important relationship of the X-Men.
Not in this franchise.
Nope. Don't worry, he dies off camera soon.
Even the sound design, it's definitely T-1000.
Yep. And it's also really viscous. I like that it's like disconcerting. Cool set. I remember the first time I saw the Statue of Liberty, I was like, it's where the X-Men fought. I was like 14 or 15. It was really fresh. And it was very exciting.
This is the only one I can quote a bunch, by the way.
Oh, so the next one we're not going to...
the next one, everyone after this, I don't really know as well.
That'll just be about Wolverine's hair.
Pay attention.
Magnificent.
I do like the symbology of Lady Liberty and what immigration represents being where they fight.
America was going to be the land of tolerance, of peace.
It's very Magneto to choose a symbol.
Are you going to kill me?
Well, he's also using it to show the hypocrisy.
Yes, because there is no land of tolerance. Women and children, whole families destroyed simply because they were born different from those in power.
I'm on Magneto's side.
If it wasn't for the side effect he didn't know about, which is the dying, it is nice to know we're all equal.
I'll understand if that comes with small consolation.
Sacrifice he's willing to make.
Put it in the machine.
I do like the hypocrisy, though, that makes him the villain, is like he's not willing to die, but he's willing to sacrifice another mutant. I think that's really clever to make him just on the other side of villainy. And him not knowing it killed Kelly yet makes him like
And judging from what the professor
still
saw,
tolerably
if
as an
Magneto
anti-hero.
gave Rogue enough power, he could wipe out everyone in New York City.
Different.
Here it is.
Here's the line.
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
We would, in fact.
They had that in the trailer.
Yeah, because of people like us. And now, 26 years later, we get our yellow spandex.
That was like a big part of the marketing. But I do think that for the time, I don't know.
Oh, we could not have had it.
I don't think they would have accepted it.
No. And I think this allowed comic book movies to really thrive as serious film. This movie, this whole franchise did gangbusters. I think it's still one of those profitable franchises of all time.
It's very cinematic.
X-Men are. That's why when like Disney bought them, but Fox had the rights and Marvel didn't use the X-Men forever, it was exhausting because like there were no X-Men toys. There was like barely any X-Men comics. As soon as Marvel didn't have them to make stuff with, they were like, well, then we don't have X-Men. And it was crazy because they're so cinematic and so important.
Storm, some cover, please.
Storm powers.
Toad, Mystique, stay sharp. We're not alone. Once I give my power to the girl, I'll be temporarily weakened. You'll be my only defense.
It is interesting for a movie with this level of commentary. They kind of sidelined the black girl.
Bryan Singer's like, I'm gonna make sure I got my allegories, but still, woman over there.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, when I suggest a Storm movie, there's plenty of loud racists that are like, oh, why would we want that? Like
and it's probably a movie like this that doesn't help the interest.
That's what I mean. Like, it's still a problem. It's bold of them to be publicly racist when it's like, well, there are these giant franchises that show how much there's a market for wanting these stories told.
Security.
This is the scene where Spider-Man shows up in the deleted scenes. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, no.
There's a crew member dressed like Spider-Man. He goes, oh, wrong movie. So sorry. And backs out.
There's someone here.
Logan, anything?
I know there's someone here. I just can't see him.
Man. Nowadays, they'd really make sure they got their asses.
Yeah. It's crazy the only twin in the movie is Iceman, who gets taken over by Mystique and they don't use it. Good physicality from Hugh Jackman. You can feel the difference in the two of them.
When she screamed at the claw beam, does that mean she was sliced into?
Yeah, it was like a piece of her. That's pretty messy in the comics because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I always played as Toad in the video games around this time.
Amazing. Bryan Singer definitely improves as an action director in the follow-up.
He does. He definitely does.
Darth Maul!
Oh, there it is. I'm also realizing I think Toad has more screen time than Storm in this movie.
Oh, remember that trailer?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Still looks great.
Yeah, it really does.
Gosh, she's so hot.
She really is. Good for John Stamos. Well, formerly. She's married to Jerry O'Connell now. Good for Jerry O'Connell. Oof.
Get in the balls! I forgot he got hit in the balls and he
takes
hates
it personally.
Yeah.
He takes it personally.
Oh, what a great way to bring it back.
That's really clever.
I forgot about that.
Man, the effortlessness.
Don't move.
Like, it trusted its audience enough for the balls moment to be like, they'll know.
And I'd forgotten.
It doesn't have to say something like,
oh, I took that personally.
Yeah, you're going to regret doing that or something like that. Oh, yes.
The greatest line in cinema history.
Here it is. Ray Park doesn't get enough credit as a performer.
This line was written by Joss Whedon, by the way. This one line. One of the only ones that survived his draft. Avengers writer right here.
Looks good,
Do you
though.
know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
What, Storm?
Do tell us.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
That was worth it.
Even at 9 years old, I was like, that's a stupid line.
Does it?
You know there's someone in the comments defending it.
Yeah.
I never understood why it's a stupid line.
We have to regroup.
Well,
I know, but there's a problem.
like when that happens,
You're not part of the group.
because we were
Yeah,
just with
with him,
Storm.
that's-
Yeah, that's so smart. She even has a T-1000 death. She even dies hot.
Can't stop it.
Yeah.
Can't.
If I'm going to die, let's make sure.
Let it be graceful and beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. Prove it. You're a...
Doesn't question Storm. Doesn't say she's dead. You're a dick.
I feel like John Hamm is naturally like, he has that personality.
That brusque funny. Yeah.
Everybody get out of here.
What is it?
I can't move.
It's like the Gravitron.
You. Let's point those claws of yours in a safer direction.
Storm, fry him.
Oh, yes. A bolt of lightning into a huge copper conductor. I thought you lived at a school.
Love how condescending he is. Oh, he's such a good Magneto. I love that Fassbender's such a good Magneto too, but they're so different because the character allows for that.
Mystique.
I've seen Senator Kelly.
So the good senator survived his fall. And the swim to shore. He's become even more powerful than I could have imagined.
He's dead. It's true.
Oh, Jean's crying.
Like those people down there will die.
Are you sure you saw what you saw?
Yes.
He means water and just sploosh everywhere.
Under the lights of the great city of New York.
It's the second one that really does God Loves Man Kills It. It's Stryker, not Kelly. That's what I was, yeah.
They control our fate and the fate of every other mutant. Soon our fate will be theirs.
You're so full of shit. If you were really so righteous, it'd be you in that thing.
Just like what Coy said.
Yeah. That makes him a villain. And he knows it.
I hope MCU X-Men gives him like the magnetic force field when he's flying and shit.
That like purple pink.
Yeah.
That Jim Lee style.
I know you.
We're like brothers sometimes. Brothers
We fought a lot. We fought in the war together.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
crazy. A lot of history.
Yeah. Depending on the canon, right?
We don't really acknowledge it here because I don't remember, I guess. It's fine. Dope.
Logan! Classic.
He's got to, regrow his whole organs there.
Crazy how the cuffs made her stand like that. So elegantly. even though they don't have the personal history in this one, there is, even from the first time I watched it, there was something that fitted about these two going toe to toe.
Like animalistic. He doesn't want to be an animal, and he's accepted he is. Like it's.
He gets attacked at the beginning of the movie by him.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Great intercutting.
Yeah, from choking, struggling, and more choking, struggling. Yeah, suffocating.
Whee! Physics.
It holds up.
It looks better than a lot of stuff from 2000 for sure, and so worth it for that. Just the setting gives it so much scope. It's so clever.
Scott, when I tell you, open your eyes. No, trust me.
You dropped something.
No.
That's a team.
Yeah, that's how you X-Man.
Thanks.
I guess Sabretooth died.
Gotta get her out of there.
Or that's how he got vanished to the void.
Right before landing on the boat.
If I don't make it, then at least you can still blast the damn thing. All right, do it. Jean, use your power. Try to steady him.
Hang on to something.
It's so funny how this started the comic book movie movement, and like it's so clearly about bigotry and acceptance, and there's still channels that make content about bigotry and not accepting others that make superhero stuff. It's like literally this started everything, and it's the X-Men, the most on the nose. Like, how did you watch this as a kid and become hateful?
Yeah, it's not subtle.
Like, you're like, you know what? I'm going to start hating people after X-Men and make a channel about it. Like,
this movie has something to say.
It is so political and allegorical. Like, it says a lot. Such a great comic frame right there. Yeah.
I don't think I ever caught that you see the gray form there. Like, you actually watch it.
Yeah. It happens before us. Oh, shit.
We're here celebrating why we should have mutants in our world. What's going on over there?
This is not good.
I have a shot. I'm taking it.
That's why Cyclops is the leader.
Tactical decision. We don't see him make a tactical decision once. I just realized the only team moment was someone else's control. Scott never leads.
You don't get like soaring Hollywood music like this.
Yeah.
In movies as much now for like these dramatic moments.
Is this James Horner? I don't remember who scored this.
Oh yeah, it might be like a truly famous composer. Oh, it's interesting how they illustrate that, because that would mean that those are his former wounds that he experienced throughout the movie.
Like reopening.
I just thought it was some like random way of her hurting him, but now they were. So I'm like, oh, he would have healed. Oh yeah, wait, he got hurt in all those areas. Throughout the film.
They're the most recent wounds.
Hey, this one's alive. Let's get him out of here.
It's just funny seeing him in that position. They had to make it a very distinct position.
If I die, please pose my body like this before they find me.
So also we would I know for sure that was Mystique.
It worked.
It does.
And the blue shirt helped. Oh, I slept through the third act.
I knew you'd find your way.
I had you to guide me. How did we do?
No, the line is, so what I'd miss.
I love how much of a setting a character the setting is. I really love that the expansion feels important and lived in.
Oh, it tickles. How you feeling? Fantastic.
I do think, though, that they limit the locations within the mansion at the same time.
Yeah, they definitely do. But I like the overhead shots, so it's like, oh, expansion.
She took on a few of your more charming personality traits for a while.
I think they shot this early because his mutton chops aren't really mutton chopping yet.
I think she's a little taken with you.
You can tell her my heart belongs to someone else.
I'm madly in love with you.
I've made it very subtle until now.
You and I.
How's the professor?
I might have just flirted with you casually from time to time over the last 2 days, but I am head over heels for you, lady.
I hate your boyfriend. I've made it pretty clear.
Is it not clear? I'm insanely in love with you now.
I'm going to stay here for you.
Canadian rock is close to where we found you.
Alkali Lake.
You might find some answers.
Thank you.
Are you going to say goodbye to them?
Well, until this time, it provided the loudest voice in the cry for mutant registration.
I was wrong
Love
in this
that.
particular issue.
Nowadays with the internet, everyone would have caught this.
Oh, yeah. Pause. What's happening?
Mystique.
Son of a bitch.
From many parents' rights groups.
His eyes were yellow for a while.
Yep, like a few frames, not just one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Henry Gyrick.
Oh, I didn't catch that it was Henry Gyrick.
Coroner's reports seem to indicate Gyrick was mauled by a bear.
You running again?
Yeah, not really. There's some things to take care of up north.
I'm going to join Alpha Flight.
I kind of like it. I don't want you to go.
I did forget about how this started off with how connected these two were.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it really
stays there.
throughout
And that's
the
Logan's thing with Jubilee in the comic books. And I get that they replaced Jubilee with her. When I first watched this, no, it was when I was a little older because I was 12. But when I watched this later on, I was like, oh, they replaced her with Jubilee. But then X2 didn't really. And then like it didn't stay that way. The production design is so gorgeous.
Doesn't it ever wake you in the middle of the night? The feeling that someday they will pass that foolish law, or one just like it, and come for you.
Some sort of registration act for mutants.
Good tease.
It does indeed.
This is so much more topical right now than it was when this first came out.
Well, it was recent-ish history then, so they had a reference point. And now it's just today.
present day.
Yeah, like we've just cycled back. This movie came out in between the cycles of horror. Like humanity just repeats their evils, and this is in the middle.
The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it by any means necessary. And I will always be there. Old friend.
Even though we know Patrick Stewart dies like a gazillion times, I'm curious to see how, if by the end of marathoning these, if they're like, oh yeah, I could see how Doomsday could have some closure that maybe wasn't there.
I hope it's these ones, not variants. Like,
Yeah,
I'm worried.
Fucking waste of time.
I mean,
I hope so, yeah.
What are we Logan? Like, I don't know what they're going to do.
No post-credit scene.
I'm actually really excited to watch X2, like, immediately. Like, because that's my favorite, I think, until Days of Future Past, First Class, like that era. So for a while, like, X2 is up there. David Hayter, I'd forgotten he did this. The voice of Solid Snake.
Yeah, I remember the story of how they were working on a script and David Hayter was his assistant who was randomly giving advice and he was like secretly writing it because it was going to be a legal issue.
Wow.
And they managed to make it happen and that's how he got his career as a writer.
That's crazy. I think we should do a live stream ranking all these when we're at the end.
No, I don't want to do any of that.
I think it'd be fun.
I reject your idea. But if I come to that conclusion,
Greg,
then we will do it.
When he watches the third one and goes, we should rank these. You guys pay attention. I think it'd be fun. Because I haven't done a ranking when I've watched them like at once. And we have so many.
There's somebody go through. Anyway, guys.
That was dope.
Leave your thoughts down below in the comments.
He's invigorated. You feel this energy that's coming off of Greg? He just got so much energy from this movie.
I'm invigorated.
Guys, are you mutant and proud?
I mean, we're just here watching a movie. I get tired, you know? You ever fall asleep during a movie, even if you're enjoying it? That was me. I had to AI myself halfway through this.
Yeah, some of this wasn't Greg. 3 of the takes of him talking about Hugh Jackman's hair was actually AI.
That's why
Greg looped himself.
I kept repeating itself.
His hair is different.
Hey, I can't
It's
create,
not
man.
from 4 minutes ago. Greg didn't catch when I said we should watch the whole X-Men animated series. He's like, I was sleeping through that part. I'm like, we should watch it all.
What do you guys think of X-Men? Be excited for Avengers Doomsday. Some YouTube question you ask at the end. I've always sucked at them, and I will continue to.
Snickety, snicked.
All right, buddy.
Do we pause it to the patrons? Are there questions?
I don't think so.
We should tell the people for X3 or 4.
That might be a lot.
Do you want us to watch New Mutants? Tell Greg, because it's great.
We're leaving now.